The practical nature of Stoicism has ensured its survival as one of the most richly diverse philosophical systems, transcending centuries of history through its timeless applicability. In this video, we will delve into the nuanced interweaving between the four virtues of Stoicism. The Stoics emphasize that the four virtues are interlinked and interdependent, and so should be cultivated separately but applied as a single unit. For example, to act courageously for your own interest may be detrimental to others if justice and temperance are not properly established. To live in moderation may descend into asceticism, or a life of justice may create internal conflict, without the guiding force of wisdom to calibrate these extremes. Courage as a Stoic virtue is not just about physical bravery, but also concerns strength of the mind. It provides one with the fortitude to face difficulties with a resilient mind, imbued with the strength to withstand any external event. A courageous mind provides one with the fortitude to overcome the shackles of fear and act in moments of difficulty or danger. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that things are difficult. This quote from Seneca implies that the situations we face, both internally and externally, are not in and of themselves difficult, but they have the potential to become difficult due to our inaction. Seneca's quote illustrates that the absence of courageous action in our lives can increase our difficulties and diminish our sense of freedom, happiness, and moral worth. To dare is to act courageously in the face of fear or anxiety, and so Seneca is implying here that the feeling of fear is a necessary precondition to courage, which will ultimately serve to improve our lives, hence the characterization of courage as a virtue. Courage has been embodied and personified in multiple mythological motifs, for example in the legend of St. George and the dragon. Without St. George's mental fortitude which led to his courageous action, the dragon would not be slayed. The dragon itself can symbolize our fears, our own ego, or an oppressive force in our lives. Courage is not the absence of fear or trepidation, it is the decision to act forthrightly in the face of it. Cicero, a Roman senator and Stoic contributor, also described courage as the deliberate encountering of danger, implying that there should be a willing, autonomous decision in the process of acting courageously. The Stoics did not believe that we acquire courage, or any of the virtues, from birth or in a single moment. They stated that we should develop and cultivate the virtues in our thoughts and actions throughout our lives. Small daily decisions in our actions and behaviors can help to gradually fortify resilience and a courageous character. Some examples might include taking cold showers, running or exercising when we don't feel like it, or speaking up in a difficult situation. All of these are examples of how pushing the boundaries of our comfort zone can lead to an increase in overall resilience and courage. The feeling of resistance against these actions is merely our comfort zone trying to prevent us encountering discomfort or harm. But remaining here does not cultivate a virtuous character. If we continue to employ courageous action despite that voice of resistance, we would gradually increase the borders of our comfort zone until previously unpleasant or difficult scenarios seem trivial against our new sense of purpose and resilience. For Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome between 161 and 180 AD and one of the most famous Stoic contributors, justice was the most important of the virtues, as he believed it was the source of all other virtues. Cicero also claimed that justice is the crowning glory of the virtues. Justice in the Stoic sense emphasizes the importance of treating others with respect and compassion as a fundamental obligation towards the upholding of a moral society. Sympathia, the source of our word sympathy, is a Greek term which the Stoics used to conceptualize the idea that all things in the universe are connected and mutually interdependent. This interconnectedness for the Stoics was a reason as to why the virtue of justice should extend beyond our individual selves and to the welfare of all people. When combined with wisdom, a strong sense of justice amongst individuals can help to fortify a moral society through the mutual understanding of right and wrong, and allow immoral or negative influences to be addressed. Compassion, tolerance, and fairness towards ourselves and our wider community, as well as an understanding of the distinction between moral and immoral behavior, is the foundation upon which the other virtues rely. For example, how do we know whether our acts of courage or temperance are aligned with moral conduct without a fundamental understanding of right and wrong? Temperance for the Stoics referred to moderation and self-control in our thoughts and actions. They understood that the unbridled satisfaction of desire can lead one to become a slave to their passions, vulnerable to excessive and irrational behaviors. For the Stoics, having control over your thoughts and emotions would lead to a harmonious and balanced life, free from the internal conflicts caused by external temptation or excessive thoughts. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. As this quote illustrates, the Stoics believed that even the desire for wealth in excess was more detrimental to an individual than not having anything at all, given that this desire is a result of our passions and is a reflection of an inharmonious character, as opposed to one of balance and moderation. To train ourselves to be moderate in our behaviors and emotions is vitally important in contemporary life. External temptations are embedded into the fabric of society, and it is now simple and straightforward to satisfy any desire with ease. However, temperance is not about abstaining from all earthly pleasures, which is just another extreme, but it is about being content with a moderate, balanced life where we are not run by the animalistic and baseline desire for pleasure and the satisfaction of extremes. Wisdom for the Stoics was the virtue that encompasses the understanding of what is good, bad, or indifferent, which is the foundation for rational decision-making. It also relates to the ability to discern what is within our control and what is not, thereby negating the power of negative emotion. Due to its far-reaching and profound nature, wisdom is often considered to be the foundational virtue upon which the others rely for guidance. For example, courage requires wisdom to enable us to act in a way that is based on sound, rational judgments rather than succumbing to irrationality or impulse. The concept of the natural order of things and our place as individuals in wider society underpins the Stoic virtue of justice, but it is wisdom which provides one with this understanding. Wisdom instills the idea that our actions should be directed towards the welfare of all individuals in order to cultivate a moral and just world. Wisdom is the underlying principle behind the virtue of temperance. It provides us with the knowledge to know what is good for us or ultimately detrimental, as well as how a particular action may unfold. This in turn allows us to avoid impulsive behavior, which ultimately strengthens our moral character. Wisdom can be viewed as the guiding principle which leads one towards virtuous conduct in all aspects of thought and action. It provides the intellectual foundation for understanding and applying the other virtues, and brings them together into a cohesive moral framework. The Stoics believed that by embodying the four virtues within our thoughts and actions, one could live a life imbued with happiness, flourishing, and morality, and avoid the destructive and irrational behaviors which result from extremes of passion. 2,000 years later, and Stoicism's four virtues can still lead us towards a life of happiness and flourishing by developing a resilient and moral character, driving positivity to the world around us.